want.
Well, if I get internet back, that would be super helpful. I would
You're
think
like, all right, universe, please give me the internet. Thanks. Goodbye.
okay, thanks, bye.
Oh my
Oh, this
goodness.
is so exciting. Okay, so thank you so much. Rebecca Height is with us, the author of the Acceptance series, and she has just released the latest book in the series. I'm halfway through the second book right now. I'm excited. I can't wait to get this one autographed and everything by her and sent to me. I'm excited. It's so pretty. The cover is so pretty, Rebecca. You did such a nice job on the cover.
It wasn't me. I actually, my book cover is from Pakistan. It's a gentleman from Pakistan. His name is Muhammad. And I only use him for my covers now because I used other people and he just won. He won the pile.
He
He won.
just won.
He just won. He
It's
does
so pretty.
great
Do
every
you have a
time.
copy of do you already have your author's copy?
I do, yeah.
Can you show us the book? Because it is so pretty. There you go. I wanted everyone to see that because it is such a pretty cover.
Yeah. I was
What
like,
can we expect? I wanna know, I wanna hear what can we expect from this? Don't tell me too much though, because I'm gonna read it and I don't want you to spoil everything. But
I don't like, you know me, I'm just like, all the secrets. All the secrets I want. So you want to know what's gonna happen? Like, what are you gonna expect in Reborn? Like, what's an overview? That's what you're asking?
yeah, is this the last one? Or are you gonna do
No.
another one after
Yeah.
this?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
And the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I don't remember if I showed you or not, but I like am so excited to write book 4 just because the cover is like so motivating. Like honestly, I'm like, let's do this. Yes. Yeah, there's gonna be at least 4, possibly 5, because the characters sort of run the show. Like as long as it fits in the idea of where I want them to be, like that's all I care about. But I write the stories based off of where they're going because I don't like you can't force anyone like a human being to do anything. You can't really force I mean you could, but it's gonna read forced. It's gonna read awful. So I don't do that.
So what okay, tell us about your writing process on this one. Was
So
it
this
different than the
one,
first 2?
what was that?
Was it different than the first 2?
Yes, but I say that weird because I did a lot of research, okay? So it's based off of Ystad, Sweden. So I picked the town where it's gonna go. I like calculated how far it was from Stockholm, like distance, driving wise, like what's the geographic around it? What does the beach look like? What kind of sand do they have? Like I'm like really in there. Is there enough attractions around it to include it in the stories? Is it central but secluded at the same time? Like I do some crazy research. And so once I figured out it was in Yestad, I was like, okay, where am I going to have this story unfold? Because there's going to be a main point where everything's going to happen, but I I include so much more of the town in this one. Like so much more. Did we lose you? Did I lose you? Yes, stuck.
No. Are you
There
still
we
there?
go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know. It won't allow me
Oh,
to
there you are.
download it. It won't let me download it to tell people come to watch it
Oh,
right
to
now.
come to the thing.
Maybe oh, you know what? Maybe I can open my computer and do it that way.
You're like, internet. Woo.
I know, this is my computer's like, "Something is wrong." Mm.
That's so funny. I was telling people we were doing this today, and they're like, "Oh, what's it gonna be about?" I was like, "My book," but Brittany and I are like nonsense, so no.
I don't think it's gonna work where people but I think we can put this it'll stay up, right? Once we're
Yeah, I
done?
don't know. I don't know.
I don't
I have no idea. I've never done a YouTube live before.
You know what? Okay, let me is there Oh, no, it won't it's like, "You're offline, dummy, I can't do anything." Um, yeah, because I don't have internet, because there's no there's no
That's
electricity.
crazy. That's crazy. So it's really just like, whatever.
Yeah, it won't, it's telling me no. It's like, "You try to refresh because you don't have internet." I thank you, thank you, thank you.
Like, I don't know.
I had other plans for today. Oh, did you see that Kat Von D has become a Christian? She went and got baptized.
I like heard rumors about it. I'm like, cool, man. Like, whatever.
I didn't, I wasn't sure, and I kept seeing it everywhere. Oh, she's going on every podcast. She's on fire for Jesus and all this kind of stuff.
Oh
They said
god.
she went from being a witch to being a Christian. She went from being a pagan to a Satanist and being a Christian. And I do like so I watched this one some Stuckey, Ali Stuckey.
Hmm.
Um, she went on that show. I don't know who that is. I don't know, but Kat Von D went on it, and so I was watching. I didn't even make it through the whole thing, but I was watching and I was glad. She said, "I was never a Satanist. I was never a pagan or a witch." She said, "What I did do was study a bunch of, what is that called? Self-development, self-help books." And she
Yeah.
did meditation and affirmations and things. And she said those were just crutches. And so, but she
A
was never,
spiritualist.
yes, that's what she was saying. So she was
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, she was saying that those spiritual things like meditation and all of those kinds of things were crutches instead of just being happy. And I'm like, well, I don't agree. Well, so I know some people and I know them and they'll be like in excruciating pain, like, oh, I've hurt my back and I'm in actual pain and but they won't say that. They're like, "Oh, I'm okay. My back does not hurt. I feel great." And I'm like, "Well, that's not reality." We can see by your limp. Like, you know what I mean? That's.
You're like, okay. I mean, do you always walk like this? Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's like, so, I mean, I think there is a difference in being honest with yourself and
yeah.
just saying something like, like, "Oh, there's The Secret." Remember that book in the movie The Secret? If you think yourself into being rich or happy or whatever it is that you'll get it. And I'm like, well, yes, that's how a spell works. Is that you put your intention on something and then you do physical things to get your mind going in that direction. And so,
Mhm.
or yes, a spell has happened because you have energetically put the ball in place and now everything's rolling.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, you're
Like
gonna
I've
have
been
to.
I you don't poo on like meditation, like like don't disappoint me like that. You know what I mean? Like God, come on. Like if that didn't bring you happiness or that was a crutch for you, you're doing it wrong. Like what do you
What
mean?
are you doing? Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you doing?
Wow. I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
You
I
do
know.
you, man.
I watch those kinds of things and I'm like, that's fascinating and it's interesting to hear her story and where
Yeah.
she's coming from. I find it interesting where people go. Doreen Virtue, that was the one. The other, remember, she made all sorts of oracle cards and she did weekly readings. She would do
Hmm.
weekly YouTube or Facebook readings with her cards, and now she turned into a Christian a few years ago. but now she condemns the whole thing. She asks people that ever have her decks if they please throw them away.
What?
Yeah, she said they're because now I think they're of the devil. She puts out in her whole Facebook, everything turned to condemning that entire lifestyle, and you need to repent and become a Christian.
Oh my god.
Kat Von D
What
seems a
is
little
this
more reasonable.
absolute nonsense? Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I know that was kind of my thing. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I think we could have some.
Conversation.
Yeah, let's have conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Only
better.
extremist calls it devil work. Like, I hate that people say devil work. Like, I hate it. It's devil work. We're like, how? How? Please explain it to me. Is that because someone told you, or do you have examples? Like, do you have examples you can explain? Because, like, spirituality, it's helping people. Like, it's helping their person in whatever way. You know how it is. Who are you to dictate my life? Get out of my bubble, you fool.
I find it interesting. I don't know. I think it is an interesting discussion because some people are convinced that there is, the God of the Bible, and I have other questions because I want to know, well, then if the Bible is the true word of God, then why was it taken from the Sumerian tablets and the stories are very identical, and that's not even the original story. There's some before that that predated
Yeah,
that one, and why are all the stories so very similar if this one's true? And all the other ones had, multiple gods, not just one,
yeah.
several, and, so I don't know, I'm like, I would want to have more discussion. I want to understand more where people are coming from, and
I'm actually going to be having it's not directly related, but it can easily turn that way, but I really hope it doesn't. I'm having another podcast on Tuesday with an Egyptian scientist who lives in Australia.
ooh.
I know. She's so lovely. She's like, I was all like, "You're adorable," and she's like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "You cute Egyptian, you." And I was like, because so we're gonna talk about humanity, and we're gonna talk about why does oppression kill humanity? Because my books have to do with humanity, have to do with
Mhm.
um, a section of the nymph community rising above because the leaders are killing the people or telling them they can't do stuff, or like essentially any kind of tyranny leadership ever. Like, that's so she's leading them through life and learning who she is and learning about the tree knowledge, and everything's connected. And like Tiffany was like, yes. And I was like, she's like, do you want to talk about the Palestine war? And I was like, sure. But you have to also know I was raised Jewish, but I'm like, now I'm like, listen, if you're gonna repeat history, like, just stop punching people in the face. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be nice. That's awesome. So you're gonna talk about how does Palestine, interweave into your book?
So Palestine does not specifically weave into my book, but it's about in book two. I don't know how far you got into it,
About
but
halfway.
so can you give me an example of where you are? Has
Well,
matcha come up yet? Has matcha come? Ma-
yes,
okay.
yes.
Did
Oh
so?
my god,
Did
I
she?
can't find my copy. I have it. It was sitting right next to me. I don't. There it is.
So did she do the scrying yet? Like, she's a seer. I don't know if you got
Yes, we
that.
did find that. Yes, we found that out now. I
Yeah.
think that's about it. I think that's where I stopped. I was reading to everybody in the car when we were on a road trip.
Oh, that's cool. Make it skip over the explicit parts though. Like, just boop, just skip right
Well, the
over
kids fell asleep, so it was really just me and the husband.
that. That's cool. Totally fine.
Oh,
Totally
my
fine.
daughter had her headphones on, so she and the other two were asleep. So
Okay, gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. So at some point in the near future, if you haven't read it yet, you'll find some background on like Ryder and his family.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard that yet.
Did, you didn't read that yet? Okay, so because I don't want to give too much, but it gives a window into I mean it is true. I should have put a trigger warning on it honestly, but it's like emotional abuse
Mm.
from parental and stuff like that, and sort of what shaped him and who he is today and what drives him. But like at some point in the story, Selena's be like, why are you being your father? Like deep down inside, he's not a bad person, but he's just molded to be that way. And so I brought that up. I said, why are we going through our generational trauma? So then it turned into trauma. And so my book 2 is about how history is repeating itself and generational trauma is happening. And for you to step away from it, you have to be aware enough and willing to fight enough to make it happen. And it hurts. Like you and I both know that. You know, getting away from that generational trauma really sucks. Otherwise, I'd be like this really Jewish person who like hated themselves, and I'm not interested.
No thanks.
I wasn't the right Jew for them, so I left. I was like, no, I'm good, thank you.
My daughter said when she heard about your book, she was like, "That is so Gen Z."
I'm millennial, but thank you.
She's like, "You like have a spiritual awakening with some like magic and fairies and stuff, and like that is so." That's what she said.
Yeah.
I was like, "That's funny." I'm like,
Yep.
it does seem the personal development seems like it is a big thing right now. Which again, like I'm happy about it. Good people should develop themselves. We should be trying to become better humans. I think that's
Yes.
a lofty idea.
Yeah. Honestly, so I've said a couple of times to I forget who, but the change of the world isn't gonna be us. It's gonna be the Gen Z and the generations below them. We are just trying to like take some of the rocks away that they have to like climb over the
Mhm.
best of our abilities, but it's not gonna be us. It's gonna be them. And so I mean, they could lose some of the entitlement that I don't like. I'm not a fan of that. Like, work hard for what you want, but also like self care. You know, there's a balance. Some of them are
There's a
really,
balance.
but they definitely bring exactly what the earth needs and the universe needs right now. And I'm like not mad about how they're doing it, other than their attitude sometimes. Love that for you. Be like, dude, no, don't condescend me in that tone. Like, I swear to God.
Don't you condescend me. I love it.
Like, say it a different way so I don't feel like you're like talking up to me or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I kinda think there was an article talking about how millennials, manage, like, do a managerial position versus
Mhm.
how, like, baby boomers or what is it? Gen
Gen X?
X, thank you, that one.
Yeah.
That's what I am. I just couldn't remember. What are we again?
What's the number? My back hurts.
But there was a comparison, and it was they were millennials, and Gen Z were also they were more, empathetic and
Yeah.
actually talking to you one-on-one rather than like, "I'm your big boss manager." It was more like, "No, I see where you're coming from, but here's what's happening," and
Yeah.
more authentic conversations than what we used to.
That's exactly what it is. And I not everyone sort of caught that. Not everyone got that one. Like sometimes they're still like authoritarian, and sometimes I turn it into an authoritarian, but that's only because I'm offended. I only do that when I'm like emotionally offended. Uh,
Mhm.
it's I've had to work very, 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 very hard on realizing that my gut instinct to knee somebody is not a healthy reaction, and I need to calm down and figure out why I feel that way. It's because I don't feel heard. Okay, so then you have to change the conversation around, okay, I hear what you're saying, but the words you're saying are making me feel unseen. and I need you to say it a different way so it doesn't make me immediately cut off communication with you. Can you repeat that a different way? So it's like redirecting, and it took me forever to figure that out.
Have you ever run into someone that doesn't accept it like that? Like, you talk to
Yeah,
them like they're "Oh, really?"
yeah,
What happens? Like, are they offended that you're
yes.
Oh.
They're very offended. So, for example, I just had a conversation today with a person I will not name, but someone important in my work. And I'm trying to communicate with them. And I said, I don't like the way you communicate because it's rather condescending to me in the way that you write. Because if you tell me to get a new letter with this information, and I say I'm like working on it or whatever, and then you continue to have a conversation outside of that saying, okay, we can't help you. Be like, can you not help me or do you want the letter? Like, you can't do both. Which one is it? Then you
Yeah.
should have, and I was like, you don't even send that we can't help you. You should have just been like, okay, I'll await the letter so we can have an accurate representation of what you're looking for. And she's like, okay, Rebecca, no one has a problem with my communication except for you. So what does that say about you? You're like, that I'm the most intelligent person in the room. And also, I have a brain injury, which I continuously tell you and sent you the definition of and the Mayo Clinic definition of. But for some reason, you're not getting it quite yet.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, I'm not happy. I was like,
Can
man,
you tell
he
don't
literally was
make her
like,
mad, guys, don't make her mad.
I was like, I'm not having it, man. Like, I will not tolerate someone because I have worked very, 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 very hard in my life to not feel like I'm mentally disabled because I have mental disabilities. I have processing issues. I'm ADHD. When I went to Hebrew school when I was a child in the synagogue, they were teaching me Hebrew and they made fun of me because I couldn't understand the Hebrew letters. Kids will be kids, but I swear, you better not make fun of me for not knowing a language completely different than English, and I'm trying. Like, that's not cool. So I was like, Mom, I don't want to go here anymore. Like, and then I was bullied at school because I've always been different. Like, I've always been different. Math was hard for me, so I worked really hard not to be different. In sixth grade, I really was struggling from third to sixth grade with spelling. I mean, I still struggle with spelling, but it's better. Like, my vocabulary is it's so plentiful because I fought so hard to learn and articulate myself. And my dad especially, he was very good. He's a lawyer, he was a lawyer and a reverend, and he was very good at articulating. Don't say yeah, don't say nah, say yes and no. I need to clearly hear you enunciating words. And that's how it wasn't, he didn't mean it as aggressively as I said it. to be clear. He was just like, enunciate. So when I was in sixth grade, I was struggling to say certain words like geography. I said geography, and
Yeah.
people made fun of me. Okay, so photography. I said photography. Again, that's what it says, but it's not how it's said. And I can't say ambulance correctly, and people make fun of me. So I got made fun of for being this different person and my personality so out
Your
there. So
personality.
yeah, so I learned to overcompensate for my failures in other areas, but it also was rather unhealthy.
Can you, um can you give us any exciting updates? When, like, are you gonna do an audio book, there you go, audiobook soon?
Audiobook, yeah. So my audiobook is when is hold on, let me think. My audiobook should be coming out around February 2024. So my
Okay, February.
2024.
Okay.
Yeah, around that time. And then
Are you
I'm
doing
working on
it
my
yourself, or are you
movie.
having someone?
Huh?
Are you reading it yourself or having someone else do it?
Oh no, I'm paying someone to do it,
Oh,
but I might do the second one myself.
okay. Oh,
I
that's the
might.
first book.
Yeah, so it's just the first book. She has laryngitis right now, so she's a little delayed, poor soul.
That
And
makes
uh, yeah, so it's just book one, and then I might do book two myself, and then I might do all of them depending on how I do. Yeah, but it's a lot of people for like medically speaking, my best friend's grandmother, she can't read a book, she can't hold a book, she can't see, she can't read. So
yeah.
she's like audiobooks, and I was like, I got you, Liz. I'm all over it, buddy. Got you.
I like audiobooks. It makes it easier so I can still be like doing something and hearing
Yes.
in the background. I'm like, oh, it's so much easier. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of working families are like that for the journey to and from work or whatever. Yeah, that's my goal.
To
Yeah.
do it. Um, I just got power back on, so I'm trying to get
Ooh.
video. Like, please let me have it. um, people keep coming on, but then they leave, so I don't know.
I don't know either.
We've had a couple of people come on, so hey, I think it will save it as long as there's no copyright problems. Like that
Like music.
playing music on the speaker. That's why they took it down before.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Copyrights are weird business, man.
Well, I wonder how TikTok gets away with it.
I do. They have to get permission first, from my understanding.
They have prior permission. The whole
Yeah, I
website.
think so. Yeah. Because once I put a song on one of my videos, and they were like, they took it away, and they said we don't have copyright permission for the song. We have to remove it.
Yeah. I don't know if it helps at all. Whatever. Yeah. Cool. If that's helping. I have to wear a jacket because we lost internet, so whatever. Okay. I'm gonna go. I probably look crazy. I don't care. Crazy. I'm trying to post on YouTube. I can send you the link. Maybe that'll work because Facebook still is not coming up.
Your internet just came back on, man. Give it a second.
Do I look like I have patience?
No, not at all. What am I doing with this link?
That is our live link. So if
Okay.
you that, yeah, then
So you want me to put it on my Facebook?
yeah, I'm trying to get it on mine, but having troubles. So,
All right, hold on.
so can you tell us now? You left off. I haven't finished book 2, so where you leave off there, does it take exactly up in the third book, or do you come in somewhere else?
So I put it on for you. I put it in there. I only talk to like 20 people on my Facebook. And I have like 330, and I'm like, I don't know these people. It's more ads than people now. My gosh.
So you book 1 was much shorter than book 2. Is book 3 as big as book 2, or did it get bigger as well?
No, book 3 is a little bit lower than book 2, and that mostly has to do with I felt like I made number two, the reality, too long. Like I put too much in it. Like I should have broken it up sooner, I think. So a lot of it has to do with because I'm self-published, the printing, the expenses for like shipping, handling, and printing costs, and like it has to do with a cost factor. I can't make a huge Harry Potter book. Like I'm not that popular. Like they're very expensive. But I am planning on going back to the first book and redoing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you
Not
gonna
like I'm gonna add stuff.
you're gonna add things? Okay, I'm like, is it gonna change the story? How much
No,
is okay?
no, changing the story would be the worst idea possible ever. But I might add some additional like items. I just don't know yet. My writing, I feel like, has grown over the last couple of years, and I like book one did what it needed to do for what I needed at that time, and it's perfect. But now that I'm um, learning more and more expressive, like in book three, I used all of my grief and my frustration, and I like wrote it. I wrote it through as like emotions for Selena, and I wrote it through like letters that she wrote or like describing the sunset as art. Like it's a very raw, it's very raw, but in a creative way. And I want to do that for book one.
Oh, that's interesting. Like, yeah, I can understand that because I can look back and go, "Oh my gosh, I would do this totally differently if I did
Yeah,
it now." I think about that. Should I take my book down and redo that? That's interesting. No, I would love to go back and do that. That's interesting. How cool.
yes. Well, I mean,
Now,
if you think about it,
I want to get.
um, I don't know about your covers, but my covers cost like $40 each or whatever. But to upload them on Ingram because they've been on there for so long, it costs $50 per book. So $50 per book for Ingram, and then whoever works on the cover, their price. So you're looking at 200 some odd dollars formatting, and you know what I mean. And I need to add um my awards. Like I want to add some of my awards on the back here.
Yeah,
Because I like
definitely.
tell people I want awards and they like doubt me. And I'm like, don't doubt me.
So you're gonna put it on the back of all the books. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea. Mhm.
I mean, I know some people put them on the front because, you know, the cover is the one that people see. But I
Yeah,
really like I have the vines down here and I really I don't want it to mess it up.
yeah, that makes sense. You can put it on the back. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So it's not going to change the story. But I'm going to have to read part one again, though.
Yeah.
You're like, haha, yeah.
And the audiobook's gonna be wrong too. Like, I don't even care. First edition, guys. Come on.
Listen, like, what is happening? Wait, this is not.
Special edition. Come with your special edition.
Boy. So now you're gonna have to have a revised. It will be a revised.
Very nice, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and then you'll have to come and tell everyone. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So you're just gonna always have to be on podcast telling everybody about your books. How many more are there gonna be? How long is it gonna go? I'm curious. I'm so interested in
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So when I'm done the series, I'll probably go back and do book one again. But I don't really want to dive into it until after it's done. Like after book
Makes
four
sense.
or five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
Um,
just released book three, and then you have four coming out next year, right?
hopefully. So I haven't really started writing it because I'm working mostly on the movie right now.
The
The
movie.
Yeah, the feature film. So I'm doing a feature film of book one and half of book two with Sir Marco Robinson and Undisputed Films from the UK. So the time difference is lovely. No, I'm just kidding. It's totally fine. I just have to be awake in the morning. But like, he's a busy guy, he's super busy. So I just did the outline of the movie, and we're gonna start writing the script really soon. And I have the character backgrounds all done. Um, and like there's certain things that are in the books that won't be in here, like the company T Vexo. I kept out because I don't want to overcluster it, but you really have to like dig and like visualize it to see what you want in there compared to the books.
Oh, okay. So so then it's gonna be like one of those where not everything is in the book.
Yeah.
Or
So
in
I'm
the
actually,
movie that was, yeah.
yeah. So it's gonna be a little like some pieces are gonna be in the beginning, like you're gonna see more in the beginning than I wrote in the book. But I'm gonna near the middle of the movie, I'm going to like go back just like I did in the book and like go into it further. But I add a little bit more villain background with like Ryder interacting, like they're new scenes and Ryder's like his villaininess or whatever, the villain's villaining, like
It's
so
really
yeah. So I mean the majority of book one is in there, except for a couple of scenes, and I added a couple of scenes, but it's majority in there. And then most of the beginning of book two is in there too, actually.
So how did you guys discover each other?
So I did a press release. Me with my big brain and my big brain of ideas, I just like keep doing things. And I'm just like, what if I did this? And I research it, like 'cause that's what you do. No one's gonna teach me. I got to teach myself.
Yeah.
So, so I did a press release, and it went to the U.S. There were like 137 across the nation, like Kansas, Wisconsin. It went to a lot of Middle Western, which is, I mean, cool. That's cool. But like it went U.S. and then we went over to the U.K. as well. And so I have some books over in the UK, and then one of the people that got the press release was Marco.
Oh, okay.
He was like, "This is who I am," and I was like, "Are you a scam?" And then I like, and then, and then I was, and then I was like, "Okay." So, and then I would go on his website, and then I would Google him, and then I went on his Instagram and I went on all his pages and I was like, I don't know. And then he was like, well, let's have a meeting. And so we were talking back and forth. And I was like, okay. And then it's like, let's have a meeting over Zoom. I was like, I like it. Let's do it. And so I asked my unofficial manager, my best friend Kyle. I was like, hey, Kyle, tomorrow morning I have this meeting. Can you just come on Zoom with me? He's like, what is it about? He's like, just like maybe a film, like maybe writing a film. And it was one of the most important meetings of my life. And I gave Kyle no information. I was like, just be another set of eyes, that's great. And he was like, Becca, what the heck? We're
That's
doing that.
cool. You're writing the screenplay yourself too?
Yeah, yeah. So I have majority producer rights, and he has some producer rights as well. So like, what it comes down to is I have copyrights for the story, and then the movie is going to be jointly him and I, that version of the story. And so it's going to be more than one movie.
So when is that going to be out?
You're like, you can't even contain your excitement. You're just like, what's happening? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So the idea behind it is I'm going to write the script. It's going to take a couple of months to write it, to make sure it makes sense for the viewers, because when you write it more for yourself, but you have to write it for people. People want to see it. And so I'm a little baby with that, so we're gonna make sure I don't mess it up. That's gonna take a couple of months, and then we need to get some funding. So private investors, grants, that takes a couple months. So hopefully we'll start filming and have a budget and everything together by maybe spring of 2024, maybe the summer. Like it won't be out until 2025, hands down. But he was like, "You want to direct?" And I was like, "You betcha." And I was like, and I was like, "Yes, but I've never done this, and I need an entire another human being to be there so I don't mess up my project." And he was like, "Well, you can be like a director, like assistant or something like that." I was like, "I like it, so I can learn to be a director, but I'll be when they film, I'm gonna be there, so it's
So
not like I'm gonna hand it off."
where is it being filmed?
I don't know yet.
Is there a GoFundMe or something that we can go and help you out with that?
I haven't officially made one yet, and the reason I'm hesitating is because with GoFundMe, it's only valid for 60 days,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like, it's like a year project. You know what I mean?
Got a little more time here.
Yeah, like GoFundMe's like you can only do 60 days or 90 days or something. And I'm like, dude, I need 7 months. Like I don't. So I haven't quite figured out. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of Kickstarter, but
Oh,
GoFundMe also has a timeline. Also, I haven't figured out how to set up a thing for people to like donate to because of the time sensitivity of the programs. So I was looking at Pantry. I'm gonna say it wrong. Um, Patreon, Patreon. I don't know.
Patreon.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure that out where people can like I update people and they can subscribe to my contact and me, and that it's them subscribing is essentially investing in me, and I would take them along for the ride as I make the movie, behind the scenes and stuff like that. I just have to figure out how to make the account, and I'm gonna start that though.
Okay. That's awesome. That's you know what? I don't know if it's every author's dream, but it would probably be a lot of their dreams to have your book into a movie. That's pretty.
A movie, yeah. I mean, anyone can make a movie. It just depends on who you have as a mentor and who is like helping you. 'Cause anything can be a movie, literally. It's just I was gonna make it one way or another. Honestly, like I had some friends that are actors that I was already talking to before Marco started talking to me, and I was asking them questions about it, and they were like giving me some information on how to do it. So, I mean, I was either literally going to make an independent and put it on YouTube, or I'm looking at making it worldwide, different countries, or pitching it to Netflix, Hulu, Prime,
Mm-hmm.
and Peacock and stuff like that. But I told Marco, I was like, listen, man, this might be rated R. Cause like I don't like I'm tired of the like sugar coating. Like I'm done with this. He's like, yeah.
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 That's awesome. Nice.
Just
Congratulations.
so,
That's amazing. I'm really happy for you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm super stoked. I'm like, let's go. Let's go.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah, I started picking out songs, but then I have to like when you pick out songs, you have to ask for permission and stuff like that. So, I mean, I have an idea what the songs I want on the thing, and visual effects and everything is, yeah. I'm very motivated to get it done because, again, humanity, and I really hope I really hope that these books and this movie helps people in different ways, because you have, the queer community, LGBT community. You also have like younger people trying to find themselves, even older people trying to find themselves, and it gives you a little bit better understanding in book two that taking care of yourself rather than trying to make everyone happy, people pleasing, is where happiness is born from. I mean, I really sort of dig into that more. Um, in book four, she's gonna have it more together, but her like mental breakdown is book two and book three, because that's when mine was.
That's when mine was.
That's when I lost it.
It's cool that you actually take us through your spiritual awakening through a fictional, dramatic LGBT.
Mhm.
I mean, through this whole fantasy is pretty awesome. I like
Yeah,
to say,
yeah,
I mean, it's a pretty cool idea, but I think it was more. I mean, tell us what would inspire you to create a fantasy that is all very deeply personal to you, like
yes, it
extremely
is. Yeah,
personal.
and I originally, I don't know if originally people were like, is this you? And I was like, no, it's not me. No, it's totally me. Like, I don't know, like I don't know who I was playing, but this story is totally me. Absolutely. Yeah. So actually, so I've said this story a couple of times, but I've given an alternative version of it. So I'll tell you the real version of it. So when COVID just started happening, I started working a new job and I lost four family members. And I was not emotionally okay, and I was leaning on people that I normally lean on, but they weren't able to stand there and support me the way they used to. So then I started investing my energy into other people that were necessarily not a great idea. So it literally was like death, and then your support system falls out because you feel so alone. COVID and quarantine already feels so alone. So it was like tripled. So I literally was sitting or laying in my room, and I was like, I was becoming more suicidal. And I asked the universe, asked the void of the universe, as to why I know I volunteered to be here on Earth, but this sucks and I hate it and I'm not having a good time. And like nothing good's happening right now. And I said, so what's the purpose of me being here? Like, why am I staying here? Why is my one human being mind into this earth right now so important for the bigger picture of this like complete tyranny and inhumane world of rock in a space? And they're like, because war and protesting and death and females and children. And they showed me, they were like people crying, people upset, and like war and blah, blah, all the emotions. And I said, this is not what I was looking for. This is actually the opposite of what I wanted to hear. Do you have anything else to help me understand? And they're like, your job is to help, um, your job is to help change people's mind frame on how they see the world and how they can help themselves. Because when quarantine and COVID was happening, we really sort of lost a sense of who we were. And by losing yourself, you actually find your true self, because you lose all of the quote unquote matrix or the society crap that they think. Like, who made up rules? Who in society said I had to whatever? Like, no, that came from generations. Like, I don't like, get out of here. And like, so when that happened, it was a restart button. So from there, we needed to figure out how to be more ourselves. And a lot of people went back to their hobbies like crocheting or sewing or I don't know, paper mache. I don't know, whatever your hobbies that you forgot as a teenager because work and burnt you out, and like socializing and driving burnt you out and you forgot who you were. And honestly, that's what it is. So these books are to help remind people in the world that you're not alone because you have yourself always, and there's always someone, whether seen or not seen, there to help you. And also, the strength doesn't come from other people, it comes literally from inside of you. You just have to believe in yourself. Strangers will believe in you so fiercely sometimes than your friends and family will. So why, if that stranger can love you and support you and encourage you that much, why can't we do that for ourselves? Like, what kind of world would that look like? It would be starkly different. Starkly different.
Agreed. Agreed. I think you've gotten that across. I think in your writing, I can feel where you are, and it just that's really cool. Yeah.
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 I'm
But
just like, make better choices.
see, now there has to be an audiobook of you doing it so that we can get all these little inflections.
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, the sarcasm is so real. I started practicing reading chapter 1 in book 2, and I was just like, the sarcasm is so heavy with some of these lines. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be good.
Oh goodness. Well, that's awesome. You have such good stuff going on. I mean, obviously we've all dealt with a lot of stuff in our lives, and I know you're still healing from some stuff, but
Yeah,
um, you're doing amazing.
thank you. Yeah. And that, I mean, that was sort of restart buttons look different. And that was a fun. If that was any restart button, that was it. Broken brain. Your brain doesn't work. Restart.
Restart.
Literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I put the link to your new book in the description box.
Ooh,
Um, I don't know. Are there any other links I should put in there?
I don't know. I mean, which link did you put in there?
The Amazon for Reborn
For
for
Reborn?
yeah.
Um, I mean, if they go to Reborn Amazon, it will come up with the other ones too,
Yeah,
because
the
it's a
other one's
series.
just underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If they,
Yeah.
especially if you click on her name in Amazon as the author, it'll all of her books, everything will come up.
Yeah. Because I linked them because I was so smart to do that.
And she is most active on Instagram and TikTok,
Yes.
but she does go on Facebook sometimes.
Yes, I do. Yeah. To update stuff. So like, because I'm a millennial, when we were the MySpace Facebook people,
Uh-huh.
so all of my previous classmates, I like my mom and my brother, like the older generation are mostly on Facebook. So then I talk to the younger generations on TikTok, and then my old classmates or people around my age on Facebook, and they're like, "You're doing so good." I was like, "Thanks, millennials, you're doing it. I appreciate that."
I find TikTok, or not TikTok, Instagram seems to be the huge one that's really popular right now. That's what everybody is on. Like old,
Really?
young,
Oh, is it? It's trends. Trends.
yeah, I think so. Everybody's just seeming to be there, which I thought was funny because I have these things in my head like Facebook is for old people. I would be one of them, Gen X, so I'm like, yeah, that's me too. But I'm like, that's for old people. TikTok is for those are for like millennials and middle aged people. Like younger crowds don't do that anymore. Snapchat
Yeah,
is still what they're doing when you're in.
I know. I don't get Snapchat. Like
I
it's
never
it's
got Snapchat.
and
Yeah.
Instagram. Like I do have Instagram and I do update it, but I don't get a lot of interaction with it. Like I know people look at it, but they don't like interact. And I get like spam stuff when you tag things, and they're like, promote it, and I'm like, go away, go away, go away.
Yes,
So
I do. I do know what you're talking about. All these emails. We'll send you this $50
yeah,
if you send us. I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay.
yeah. I'm like, dude, no.
You have been chosen to be scammed. Like,
I know.
I get it. You know, it's frustrating too because I'll like as Zarlequan trying to promote it or something. I'll be like, "Hey, everybody," and try to talk to them, and they're like, "Oh my god, scam!" And I'm actually not, but
Like,
whatever.
dude, I'm actually a person.
Yeah,
But
I'm actually a person trying to just be nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the way of the world is there's so many scammers, so when you try to be nice, they think you're actually a scammer. That's what happens in a hardened society, which is extremely unfortunate. You just want to like so today I was talking to someone and they said that one of their daughter's friends was kicked out of their house. And I was like, "Oh, do you need me to donate anything? Like I can get clothes or like sheets to help them. Like I don't. Do you need extra things to help? Like I don't know if she has any." No, no, I'm okay. He's like, "But I need to go get a mattress." I was like, "I have a mattress. Let me help you." Let me help you.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Man, it's been awesome talking to you. I love catching up. Your hair looks so pretty. I love your ringlets are doing really nice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I took a shower. That happens.
I took a shower.
Yeah, this is my natural curl right here. I didn't do anything.
Oh, really? Nothing at all.
No, it's my Jewish hair.
Nice. I have my hair very straight. My daughter and I've been trying that. You know how on TikTok they showed you can wash your hair and then you can put it up in a t-shirt, but you have to put all these little things in it. And we did all of this stuff and it did not curl.
So Brett, you always whenever I see you, I immediately think Viking every time. Every time.
I love that.
Every time.
I
Yeah,
love
so
that
I
for
mean
me.
I love that for you too, man. Yeah. A little Viking. Like or I can't think of what it maybe like around Germany, like Austria, like a gypsy, but not really. I think gypsy isn't the right term, but
I
I don't
like
know
that
what
too. I know it's good for me as well.
the
Well, I'm gonna kind of be Viking-y-ish in our feature film.
Oh, that's true.
Um,
Yep. I'm super excited. I need to get that together. I don't
I'm not
know.
sure what's gonna happen. I had other people. I had almost the 9 that was going to be a part of it, and nobody else is participating suddenly. So I'm not sure if it's just gonna be you and I. I'm still
Dude,
looking for people, but I'm like, even if it is, I don't even care. I'm
I
like,
know.
we're gonna have a great movie anyways, even if it's just the two of us. Like whatever.
Your editing skills, and I tell everyone that will like hear me, like your editing skills are on point. Like I love your videos. Like you're so good.
Aw, that's awesome. I love doing it. I have fun editing and like putting in different things and like where can I edit it down to make it look cooler and
Yeah,
transitions. I'm having a lot of fun with all that. So
yeah,
it's
they really that one you did for the 13th, October
oh,
13th.
this is my
It
favorite.
almost it was like a movie trailer in itself. I was like, this is amazing.
That's awesome. That one I worked hard on. That was my first like, oh, I'm gonna do a big
Yeah,
thing. Like, so I was excited. I do love this. I do love yeah, I was talking to my husband about that. I'm like, I really enjoy the whole like movie aspect. I'm like, I want to go look at doing the music videos again like I was doing. I want to
yeah,
actually like revamp those and redo them and like make them into like literally I'm like that's fun. This is the fun part. I'm like it's
yes,
fun to
yes.
hunt it down and see what pops up. I have to run go grab my kids now, so I have to go.
You're like, I have to go get my offspring. Okay.
Let's go get my children. I have thank you for being my first live. You are amazing. I always love that you're game for pretty much everything. All my
Yeah,
crazy
absolutely.
antics. I throw at you and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, let's do
I'm like,
it. Yeah. Gather the people.
together. I'm excited. Like we're gonna make this film. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. We're film together. We're doing things. We are doing things.
Yes, we are. We are doing things.
I guess we should buy a movie theater in the middle of the United States so that we can meet in the middle, so we can have our feature film and see it. Like, we'll show up there all dressed up and be like, "Here we are."
There are actually some movie theaters that do that.
We can talk to them, huh? Probably that they might.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you have a film, you can rent out a theater, and a church nearby here used to not have a church, so they rented out movie theater places, and they would have church. Like you can rent them out and like shoot something.
That's interesting. That's something we might should look at. I was thinking of that actually because in town, the movie theater and the drive-in are for sale. They're owned by the same people. So I'm like,
Don't
that's
buy
cool.
it. Don't buy it. Just rent it. I mean, I know you want to make movies, but oh my god.
What's showing at the theater? All of my movies.
All my films and my short movies.
Hey, I've seen some good stuff on YouTube showing how they made it looks like a real movie on their phone, and so that's what I've been studying, trying to figure out how to make it as real as possible, and good sound and stuff like that. So I don't know if I can take my Blue Yeti and make a boomstick for it and chase myself around with the.
I feel like you could if you get it right, or like a remote control car or something like
Something, because I have some clip-on microphones that make the sound a little better, but it's the ones from the Friday the 13th special.
Yeah.
So it came with two of them. It was only like $30. The Blue Yeti costs a lot more than that, but sound is important. They said that you can get away with bad video, but sound you cannot get away with. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure that out. I'm gonna do some samples and stuff, and I'm taking my time on this. I know it's gonna take a little while, but I want it to actually be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on the script for that indie film for you tomorrow. Now that I've got some other stuff out of the way, and I'm gonna really dig into it. I asked my friend, one of my actor friends, to be in it, so I'm gonna have a meeting with them and be like, just stand behind me, guy. Well, just stand by me.
I understand that.
I'm just so I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm excited to do it. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think that's important. You have to start before you're ready. You just jump in and figure it out as you go. It's messy and it's beautiful at the same time, and it's all going to work out perfectly. Yeah. I love it. I'm here to support you every step of the way. So.
I know, you're so amazing.
I'm so glad we met. It was so awesome.
We're like cousins. Too bad we're complete different opposite ends of the United States.
I know. Right. That's what I was like. We need something. I don't know, Missouri. I don't know.
Illinois. I don't know.
Our feature film. I don't know. Maybe I should make it over to the East Coast at some point. I've never been to New York or anything, so.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Do that.
I think I know people.
We'll have our feature film in New York. What are we gonna wear there? Oh my goodness, I don't know.
New York. My another podcaster that I know has a place in the Bronx, and he lives in Albany and the Bronx, and he goes in between the two. And he said that if we're ever in the Bronx, we can crash at his place.
Nice. You should try that. Okay, I have to for real this time. The kids are gonna be like,
Oh my god, too funny. Okay,
thank you so much. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Always come back on whenever you're gonna have your next whatever you're releasing. If it's the audiobook or the movie or your next book, let me know.
I will. I'm constantly doing something.
Sounds good.
All right, girl.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Bye.